All right, guys, how to launch your cart in the next 60 to 90 days. I want to create this because when I was starting out launching my content cart, there wasn't many resources to pull from. And all I really saw was just, some espresso content, some moving pieces with grinders or kind of setting up your cart. But there wasn't really anything put together. And at the same time, too, I just can't create this, and I think it's cool. And I love the concept of creating content and being able to help people. It fires me up. I really enjoy it. Another thing too is for people that don't have a whole bunch of money. I get it. It's more ideal to invest into a mentor, to buy the highest stuff, to get consulting advice. But I also understand that not everyone is in that position, and so a lot of times you are underserved. And I want to be able to serve that audience. And this is a no judgment audience. I don't care where you come from, what's your background. I just care about helping you. And I just want to reiterate, I understand people don't have as much money. Maybe you have a mortgage and a kid on the way, and you're in your 9 to 5, and you want to start that journey of running a coffee cart. Maybe you're in high school or in college, and the thought of investing 4 or 5 thousand into a mentor or into some coffee cart school, whatever it is, or maybe it's like you can't put all the pieces together, like you don't really have the time, which I'm not going to get into, but let's just say you don't have the time for 30, 40 hours of just work on researching all these things. So this is why I made this. You can, skip past this if you just want to get right into it in the next, I think it should be starting in the next 1 or 2 minutes. I'm going to go through all of this stuff. It's going to be really juicy, really good stuff. And then also too, like to build trust with you guys, right? So everyone says things, and how do you know if you're going to be able to trust them? And so I want to give you guys this wherever you are. This is going to be huge, just mostly for someone that is wanting to start their coffee cart. If you're looking into like really scaling and more in the weeds of this, more than likely, probably not on this video. You're probably either in my mentor group or somewhere else. But this is for someone who's like, I don't really know where to start, or I know kind of where to start, but I want to put all the missing pieces together. And going back to the trust part, just building a lot of trust. Everyone wants to sell you something, and so my goal is to give this away to help you guys out and to build trust. See you guys succeed with this and save time, save money. Don't do the mistakes. Don't make the mistakes I made. Um, and then maybe in 5 or 6 months, yeah, I'd love to see you in the mentorship group, so that we can build trust. And you're not like, all right, I know Christian, like I know his stuff works. I want to work with people that want to work with me, and so to me, that is the most important thing. We have at the time of this video, we have I think 16, 17 different cart operators. Half of them have been in the group. They've already had their cart for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and now they're scaling, adding 2, 3, 4K per month, helping with their sales flow, their operations, their pitching. There's more nitty gritty stuff, getting on group calls. And then half the group is just came in and was like, I could like try to spend all the hours and figure this stuff out, but I'd rather invest into mentorship and just making sure I'm not making any mistakes. I'm launching as fast as possible. And one of the biggest things too is having a community of people because they've all invested a good chunk of money, that they're serious. So right, like free groups are okay. Like I've been in some, but it's just different when you're in a paid group, and people are just invested into that mentorship. So that would be the cool end goal is to see you guys at some point in 5 or 6 months and be like, Christian, I've done all this. I'm ready to even scale more. I love to look at the mentorship group and being a part of the community and just seeing how I can scale this more and more. Awesome. Or maybe you go through this video and you're like, honestly, I feel like I can trust Christian. He seems legit. Hopefully not a bad guy, and like to shortcut it. But if not, if that is okay, I'm not doing this to be owed something. If you never work with me, it's totally fine. And if you can get something out of this and it helps you push further and farther along, and I get to be even 1% a part of your journey, that is humbling and that is super cool for me. Trying to think if I would say anything else before getting into this. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard. There is no cheat code. Never invest into someone selling you a cheat code. This is all hard work. There's just things that we can do faster, better, more efficient. And hopefully this whole process is this. And I haven't really seen someone make something like this and It's cool that I'm able to have the opportunity. Oh, what I was going to say is that my proof behind this is I've done this for 5 years. We have three coffee carts. We're the largest coffee caterer in the city of Kansas City. We've done multiple 10, 20K, 30K months. Some of our highest months have been, 40, 50K months, and that is in the Midwest, guys. So like the equivalent of that in like LA or Dallas is doing like hundreds, $120,000 per month. Like, for example, like the way that um, price, corporate density, the cost of living, do that math, doing roughly like a 25 to 40K, 45K month in the Midwest is doing it's kind of crazy, but it's doing like the upper 70s, 80s, 90Ks in like some of the top cities. So that's my proof. I have a full-time employee. That's something we also do the mentorship too, is like helping out. How do you find your staff? How do you find director of operations? So all the good stuff, but we're gonna get into it. This is my proof. So if you're like, hey, why should I listen to this guy? And I also have the Phase Launch Instagram. You can go check out. Maybe you come from my personal Instagram. Maybe you come from YouTube. All good. Like Christian J. Lynch on Instagram, on TikTok, and there's the Phase Launch program. We do like whiteboard videos, the infamous whiteboard right back there. And as you notice, this is like table talk with the boys, a table talk with the girls. I'm just down to earth. There's nothing super fancy. If you're looking for a super fancy, crazy edits, high produced, there's plenty of coaches and other people out there that do that. This is not my style, and that's okay. And like, if you're like, this is too nitty gritty, this is too Batman cave in the trenches for you, totally fine. I get it. There's other people probably that are gonna be more higher produced, the sexy, the music's in the background, the waterfall, the poolside. Hey, to me, I just want to be efficient. I want to be able to help. How do we save? How do we save time? We save money, and how do we make more? That's what I'm about. So here we go. Launch your coffee cart in 60, 90 days. It might be better to have like a pen and paper that you can write down. Obviously, this is going to be here as I go through this, but I'm going to break things down in my speech because I'm like just thinking about stories and stuff on the top of the dome on just like going through this. So the first thing, and this doesn't have to necessarily be in order. Most of it is, but that's why I'm like saying, hey, take notes. So business setup and structure. So the first thing obviously you want to do is you can choose a business name. On this business name, guys, don't take forever. Um, and big tips on this that I would write down a couple things is is it a name that you like? That's key. Is it a name that you could potentially grow into? So you have to think about the pros and cons. If you name it like Kansas City Coffee Cart, cool, great. That's probably really good if you're going to stay in Kansas City. If you're ever wanting to scale, it's not going to be necessarily a great name. So a lot of people do that because it helps rank just with like SEO purposes and Google Ads and stuff. But uh, that's one thing to think about. Another thing is if you think of like a generic coffee name or like I would say like a Bible name, which is kind of big in the coffee cart industry, like you think of like espresso cup or blessing coffee or Selah coffee or I'm trying to think of other names that would be popular. Brew in a cup. That's all. Like you can name it whatever you want. Just think uh, there might be some of those names that are taken and it doesn't make you different. And so for us, like we have phase two. That's a very unique name. It creates curiosity. So I like a name that makes sense. And so what we do with this is we say we take events to the next phase. So that was like kind of our slogan. There's phase two. So phase two is like taking the events to the next phase. That's the thing that we kind of sell. And no, I don't have to worry about someone ever taking the name phase two, right? Just because it's just very, very unique. And people ask about what is phase two, which I love because it's memorable and people are curious to know. So just a couple of tips to think about your name. Don't spend more than like 2 weeks. You can literally go to Claude, GBT, put like your vision, whatever you want to do, and then adding it in. Make sure you do check other names. We had a person in our mentorship group. She had a name and someone within like 3 months of the group, she started making more money, which is great and scaling more. And then they kind of flew on someone's radar and they had like a similar name and they went after her. So she had to change her name, which is kind of BS to me, but it is what it is. That's why I'm kind of warning and talking about that. The next thing, obviously, file an LLC. This will be kind of connected. Go to YouTube, guys. Great stuff like LLC. You can go to like State Department, all that stuff. I won't get into like the weeds of this, but there's plenty of YouTube resources. But having an LLC is super, super important just for the next thing. Opening a dedicated business checking account, keeping your personal business separate from day one. I wish I did this. So this is part of the what not to do. So obviously, when you're growing and you're scaling, you want to have that growth mindset. Do that from day one. You're able to just, you're able to have a business checking account and a bank account sooner, faster, build that credit. So now in the future, within 6 months or a year, you can take out loans. You have a better relationship with the bank. Easier for you or your tax accountant to write things off and to track it. I wish I would have done that. I don't think I did this until like year two or maybe year three. Wow. So please don't make that mistake. It's not going to kill you, but like the added bonuses of starting this early with having, the business bank account, which you're going to need an LLC for, is going to be massive. I use Amex. You can use Chase. The two ones I would use that I think are really easy and accessible and give that are universal, and that I recommend just in my mentorship group is Amex number one and then Chase number two, and you can kind of flip those. But those are two businesses bank accounts that I would use. Open up that credit card, get 0% APR, so you could finance things through the credit cards. Don't be careful how much you are going into debt or financing. I got to be careful here because I'm not trying to say like spend 13,000 and you use that credit card, max that thing out. Please be at your own risk. What are you comfortable with? And if you're going to lose that money, would you be able to make it back? Think about that. The next thing is general liability insurance policy. I use Next. Next insurance is really, really good. This is going to be huge. The later in the road you get to doing more like hotels, conferences, you're going to need some of those big companies. They want those high $1 million policies. It's like general liability, like 2, 3, 4, 5 million. You can kind of negotiate that down. Key tip on that with insurance when you start getting to the trenches is just you can send them an email if they say, hey, we need 5 million. Just say, hey guys, it's worth a shot. Hey guys, we're a coffee cart. We don't have any trucks or food. We literally just load in a coffee cart. So we have like a $1 to $2 million policy. Does that work? And for us, 7 out of 10 times it does work. 3 out of 10 times it might not. Yeah, so you might have to look at some other insurance places like Allstate. Trying to think of some other ones on top of my mind that I would recommend, but you could just Claude ChatGPT it. This is not crazy important in the beginning. I put this here just because this is part of the structure, like that would make sense under this. But yeah, ours is like you can get one like a basic $1 to $2 million policy for like your one cart for like 50, $60 on Next insurance, which is right there on that $400, $800. So I like that one. Super easy to use. Food handler certification. I put this on here because I'd rather be safe than sorry. Definitely, it doesn't hurt to have this. We've never been asked at an event if we've had this because we just do private events, right? So this is just like focusing on private events. That's what I specialize. So we didn't do any public events. But all of my baristas do have their food handler's license. I actually don't. I probably need to get one, probably should, but that was just like something like we do private events and they've never asked. So I still recommend it to do it. But on to the next one, research your county, city, mobile food vendor permits. This one still gonna put on there because it's like, hey, don't want you guys to get in trouble or quote unquote give some bad advice. But we don't have like a health department thing at all, or or like a health permit. That's because we do private events, guys. And so if you're doing public events, you're going to need that. What I tell my mentorship group is if you're just doing private events, don't go get your health permit. It's a pain in the butt. They don't even know what to do with you. As far as a coffee cart that's going into, you actually technically don't need to because you're not serving any food. You're literally going inside of a building that already has everything structured and it's private. And so they are now in charge of that building. If you're doing public and you're selling cups of coffee at a point of sale outside in the street where people can buy transactions that are happening, then yes, you're going to need to have a health permit. But if you're just doing private events, wouldn't worry about it. I think it's too much of a pain in the butt. And you're going to see, I think that's like staple with like every high-end operator that I know of is like, you're not having a health permit, like you're doing private events. So that's why we do private events. Create a simple one-page contract before your first booking. So just have like a nice contract that you can upload. We'll get into flash quotes later down the line that I'm going to highly recommend. But just kind of have that there. That's a contract that you can send over to people that's legit. Type it into Claude, Just having a chat. You can have a lawyer, look it over if you really want to go into the trenches, and making sure everything's really good. Tracking all income and expenses from day one, even a basic spreadsheet. So yeah, guys, this is huge. Create like a file through your Gmail, or a business Gmail, whatever, and just track everything in that folder. That way you can write everything off at the end of the year. And so that's a huge thing. So especially if you're making like $20,000, $30,000 your first year and you spent, 10, 13, $14,000 in equipment and cogs your first year, and make sure you track that so you can write all that off. So maybe you don't have to owe anything for taxes. Huge. I wish I did that. I did save some stuff from the beginning, but those are some mistakes, like the nitty gritty stuff where I like had everything disorganized and I wasn't organized and I was just thinking about, I don't know where my mind was. But if you guys don't make these mistakes, you're going to thank yourself, just by tracking everything in the beginning, having them in a separate folder, print your stuff off, all of your legal stuff, like your an agreement, your LLC. You just print off your contract if you want, all the invoices from your espresso machines, grinders, all that stuff. Just put it in one file, one folder, make your life easier. On to the next. So, a Google business profile and website. I would do this day one, guys. This is what we implement in the mentorship, is just creating a Google business profile. This to me is like one of your ride or dies, especially as a local service business. I know people think as like a coffee cart as a brand and my coffee shop business, or however you want to say it, but you are a local business, like you are a local service business. And so one of the biggest key components that you need in order to be found through Google and to be ranked for people to search you is a Google business profile. It does wonders, especially the more the years that you have it, the more reviews you get, the more posts you're putting up on there, it's going to matter a lot. So create a Google business profile. It's free. And like I said, non-negotiable. You'll thank me later. Choose the right business category: coffee shop, event planner, caterer. So I'm going to actually, I don't know why I did this, but make sure you put mobile caterer in your category. There you go. So mobile caterer in your category, put that there. Don't put shop, don't put food vendor, mobile caterer. Put that into the category of your Google business profile. For your service area, you are mobile, not a storefront. Make sure that you are putting in different cities, different types of like espresso bar catering, mobile food. No, not mobile food. Mobile coffee catering. You can put maybe mobile bar catering, espresso catering, all those are the type of words or functions that someone could use. I'm pretty for sure you can add that as the service of your Google business profile. So do that from day one, get that going, upload some photos. So as soon as you have like photos of your cart, photos of your equipment, just throw that in there. I promise you, just start throwing that in there, because sometimes it'll take 2, 3, 4 months for Google business profile to really show, because it just want to make it wants to make sure that you're a legit business, right? Because anyone could just start it. So having those photos, starting that process, making sure your profile is complete matters so much. Start collecting Google reviews from your very first booking. Ask in person. Send the link. So just stacking on those reviews. So honestly, what I would do is, like, if you have some recipes or like cold brew and you want your family to try it, literally just have them try the coffee. Because I like to be an honest man and legit man. I don't collect reviews I don't like incentivize people to get reviews if they have not tried our service or our coffee. Like, that's just how I am. Other people might be different. I gotta be able to sleep at night, and that's by me just being an honest man in my business. So you have to have someone to try it. That's, like I said, just for me. So in order to do so, make up some syrups, some cold brew, whatever. If you already have a machine ready to go, if you're watching this, cool, and you're in this process, just allow your family, find 10, 15 family or friends, try it, and then ask for a review right after. Hey, cinnamon toast latte was great. A big thing was, hey, say you're James. Hey, I just tried James coffee brew, or James cinnamon toast latte from his coffee cart business here in whatever city. That would matter a lot. So they can post a picture of the drink, if they can mention the name of your business, and then also the city that you're in. Massive. And it's true. They literally tried. You made it. It's your business. It's from your quote unquote cart, and it's your drink. It's all true. And so if I could stack 15, 20, 30 people, you're not charging your family or friends unless they want to pay. It's fine. I'd give it for free. Those 20, 30 Google reviews in the beginning are going to matter way more, and they're worth thousands of dollars. So just start stacking that up in the beginning. I think most people focus on like the equipment and the cart, all that stuff. That's great. But that's something that we've pivoted in our mentorship group. Just start this early, day one. It's free and it matters a lot, especially if you're more in a competitive market. It matters even more to start this early. Like I said, reviews are your most powerful sales tool early on, more important than your website. And I'm going to agree because a lot of times your website's probably not going to rank. And even if you're spending on SEO, if someone's trying to sell you SEO and they can get you ranked in a competitive market in like 30 days, you can never really guarantee SEO, especially the way that the market has changed in just websites. It fluctuates, right? With backlinks, with people searching your website, how many touch points they've been on your website. Um, if people are adding on different blogs and different sources that are linked that we can't control, Google's definitely pushing Google Ads more. Something that we kind of teach out in the mentorship group. But right now, like we don't even need to think about that. It's just like let's get the nitty gritty basic foundation in first. And so having Google Business Profile with reviews when you're competing against other carts that have 150 reviews, or if you're competing against someone that's like around the same time frame, you having 15 to 20, 30 reviews is going to matter a lot. You can find a way to close someone when you have some reviews. I think the drop off on that, like for reviews, like I forget the study, take it with a grain of salt, but it was like the close rate of someone seeing like 30 reviews versus five is like 300 or 400%. So think about that. Just getting 20 more reviews helps you because like five reviews are like, okay, cool, it's like five people, but 25 or 30 people, you're like, okay, wow, like 20 or 30 people individually went to go rank or review their business. And everyone knows reviews are hard. So that's just proof that you're legit, like people can trust you. And so you're a service, you're a little bit riskier. So that's sorry guys, my links are popping up on my email. So website basics, here we go. Who you are, what you do, what markets you serve, how to book, and then you want to have your contact form. You can watch some basic YouTube videos on this. Like this is not an SEO course, a website course. AI, I think, can help a little bit with this. But um, and it's just messed up my whole thing. So who you are, what you do, what market you serve, this is huge. So when you go on your locations, some big hacks is just making sure you put like 10, 15 locations, create a whole page for each section on your location page. It's going to help you rank. Make sure you put in coffee cart terms of private events, um, weddings, corporate events, whatever events you want to serve, make sure you're putting that on there. At least put 4 to 5 on each page, at least 3 to 4 places where someone can say book an event, request a quote, um, get a pricing information. Those things are going to be key because you never know how many touch points someone needs when they're going through your website. And when you have that little button right there, you're capturing them. And so a lot of people can just escape your website. They might like your website and they don't know where the booking form is, and they have to go find it. They're going to skip out of the website and then go to someone else, go to another competitor. So make sure you have 3 or 4 of those. Other hacks is have an FAQ page. This is huge. Write more than just like I serve cold brew lattes. How do you start a cart? What's the difference between a cart and a truck? What type of why choose our business and Lewisburg or Louisiana, or I'm going to use Kansas City, Missouri. Putting those questions in there is huge. I won't get into the whole depths of it, but like LLMs and like chat and AI will start searching those terminologies because people are searching that, and then you pop up. And so the more that you can be, the more that you can be seen in different ways, people search things up is going to be better. So just some regular basic things that I wish when I started I didn't have. You can put price on your website in the beginning. I probably would not put price on your website because that causes more friction, which is not bad later on. But when you're starting out, I would want you to get a lot of at bats with like low quality leads. Just get on the phone, start selling, start getting rejected, start figuring out what works. And it's better to make mistakes on low quality leads than it is on high quality leads. Let me say that again. It is better to make mistakes, and it's better to practice on low quality leads than high quality leads. You will thank yourself later. And then just a reminder, don't overthink the website. A clean 1 page site beats a half finished 5 page site. So yes, a full 5 page site and all the stuff ready to go. But if it's going to cost you waiting 60 days to build it out instead of like 15 days, just pure focus, then I would rather you just have one page literally on there with like a booking form that's connected to your Google Business profile. So, and then next thing we have, add your website, add your website link to your Google Business profile. It should be 2 videos, but yeah, that's key. If you don't, Google Business profile is massive and they work together. They're like the yin and the yang, like Superman and Batman. So have a great GBP, Google Business profile, do all the things I just said, and then make sure when you have your website, you link that. So when people go find you on Google, they click the website, and then boom, your website opens up. And then now the contact form, they can fill out your information. Now you can contact them and then send them a quote. Hopefully they get back, you book the event, and then boom, you got an event. On social media, Instagram is your primary platform as a beginner. You're gonna start there. And so a couple of things like the week of or the day of is just start putting like the Google Business profile. I would start uploading your social media right here, post content from every event, set up shots, lots of art, candid service moments, tear down. I would also add in like do some behind the scenes, do some reels. I think the market has shifted when I first started, and I think social media is honestly more important than it was in 2021. I know there's some operators that are like, hey, social media, Instagram is vanity, website or SEO is for your sanity. But I've seen some more operators now that are serious in the space, like actually do more of the social media and trying to build out more of like a brand on their business. And I was telling them that, and like, so, boom, they're doing it. And just because now, Instagram and TikTok, and especially Instagram, is more searchable. So like you can actually go into Instagram and type in best coffee cart in Denver, best coffee cart in Dallas, and you're going to show it's going to pop up some coffee carts in Dallas and Denver. And more people are now trying to look that up. And then especially with it just being connected with AI, it's just great. And so if you're going to have photos and reels, especially reels, put in your city on top, like serving a private event in Dallas. Make sure you put that in there because you also want to attract people and tell them like where you're at. Um, as far as like when you're posting, because social media, you can attract everyone. And as much as I would like someone from um, China to be able to book your cart in Dallas, Texas, it's not gonna be possible, guys. Like we're not selling a product. This is a physical service and we're highly local. So that matters a lot. Your feed is your portfolio. A potential client will check it. We'll check it before responding to your outreach, guys. I've seen some people. I've done a lot of content, doing mentorship stuff. I've seen people have like a decent website, and then I look at their social media and they have like 2 posts. That's probably costing you bookings indirectly. One, because they go and they fill out 3, 4 different competitors. And then they look at your social media, and it's like you have 2 posts. It's like, guys, how many times do you go to a restaurant or do you go to whatever place? And yeah, you might see the website, but then you also go to their social media because you're trying to see, all right, what food do they have? What's the environment like? What's the vibe? It just kind of gives you a higher conversion of you wanting to go to that place. The same thing will be with your Instagram. And so I don't know if let me see if I put it down here. Um, I didn't, but on your Instagram, just make sure you put coffee cart in some type of bio. So Instagram knows how to kind of rank you and then people know what you are. So if you put like Yudi Duty, I'm just making a name up, Yudi Duty, that will rank way less than you saying Yudi Duty coffee cart because that is the whole goal. Now, if you want to just go full on brands and be unique or the quote unquote sexy look, and you don't want to put coffee cart in there, that's totally fine. It might hurt you a little bit. And so you have to be okay with that. The next thing, TikTok is worth starting early too. We have a girl literally right now in our membership group. She's getting like, I think she's got like 10, 11 bookings from TikTok. And people just follow her. And it's like small private events that stack in cash, like 600, 700, $800 events. And they book with her because they get to see her face. And they feel like they know the owner. And I think the market's going to shift even more with like people being more owner focused, more brand focused in the trenches and getting to know someone. And it's wild and it's worked for her. And she would, if she wasn't doing TikTok or Instagram, especially TikTok, she probably would probably be missing out on 5 to 8, $9,000 of bookings right there. And so to her, it's like so worth it. So I'm just telling her, yeah, just keep doing that because she's in a very competitive market. So it's gonna be really hard to compete with her. And like SEO, Google Ads cost a lot, but it's like where can we find ways where we can like slice into the market that hasn't been sliced into, and then boom, hammer it down and get those bookings. And so it's just worked. It's just super cool to see that. So just behind the scenes. This is for TikTok, Instagram. I even put YouTube Shorts here. Don't try to be for everywhere. Instagram and TikTok done consistently is enough. You can kind of pick one or the other. You can try to do both. Just if it's not consistent, don't do it. Consistency is everything. Post on YouTube Shorts. This is huge too because now Gemini, the AI, was going to pull you up, and when you do it through your business, like when you post through your business profile, it's another source that it will now drive you to better results. It's just stacking your website and your SEO, and you want that. You want to be able to stack your website and your Google Business Profile because it takes a little bit of time, but once it starts ranking, it's killer. Um, like I said, consistency beats perfection. 3 posts a week beats one perfect post a month. I'm gonna say that for sure. Don't make crappy posts. Hopefully, that's without saying. But use location tags and relevant hashtags in every post. So yeah, like when you guys are on Instagram or TikTok, type in your location. We're not a product business. We're not UGC. We're not digital. We're not SaaS. So we're a local business. So like location matters so much. So make sure you're posting your city and you're tagging it every single time in your keywords, in your captions. Like for us, if you go to phase two, we're posting the Kansas City coffee cart, premium coffee cart, branded coffee cart events for Kansas City in our caption. Massive, massive, massive here. Follow and engage with local event planners, venues, HR accounts in your market. This is something we did early on in the beginning. I wish I would have done more of it. I did do it, but do more of it. And so that's why I'm saying having a social media. So as fast as you get your cart, your machines, or even if you have some drinks, posting that or reels of like you building out at least shows some proof and that you actually are serious. And so it's really hard for someone that's an event planner or an HR accountant or wedding venues or just venues in general to like want to have a conversation with you or take you serious if you are not also taking it serious and not having any type of social media. So I'm like, how is as fast as possible, can you get like 12 to 15 photos and like 3 to 5 videos on your account, showcasing what you do, who you are? Like that would be super important. And now you have something to at least pitch when they go to your profile. It's not just one photo of coming soon. Like there's more to that. Link your booking inquiry form or website in your bio. Just do one. Like what I teach out, I see a lot of people have like link trees to like different machines and products and like a website, booking form, bottle lattes. Like just do one thing. It overwhelms people, and especially local business, like and especially when you're starting out. Give someone only one call to action, one option to give you money, which is like booking you for your event. So just link your website, or if you don't have your website up and you just have like a contact form, that is the thing that you collect for your lead to get a booking, just do that. Once you have all that in place, perfect thing to do is just have your website. Like that's for us. We just have one thing linked to our phase two, just our website. We don't need anything else. I was gonna say something else here on the social media on your bio. Say where you're serving. Like you can put it like in your profile. You can go to phase two, just see what we're doing. You can copy some parts of it if you want. Like I'm not going to come sue you if you copy all of it, but you also want to be original, right? Well, what parts of you are unique? How can you take the framework that I'm giving you and then make it you? And I think I see a lot of people on social media copy too much, whether it's like I have people that copy me in my content. And it's like, guys, you're doing yourself a disfavor. It's one thing if you're in a different niche, but if you're in like my niche and you're doing like coaching content, and you're copying the exact thing that I'm doing. It's like nothing's original. And so people like know that they see that out, especially your cart. What are great sales and frameworks and the business frameworks? Yes, use those. They're timeless, but how can you make yourself unique in your Instagram post and your bio, how you talk, how you show up? Because that is part of you as an offer. Like, what are you offering that is unique to someone else? Because if you're not unique, why would someone book you? Like now you're just going to compete on price. We don't want to do that. So that's my little TED talk for that right there. All right, cart and gear. You do not need the most expensive. You do not need the most expensive gear to get your first booking, but what you need upgrade later. A special machine, Semi-matic, $1,200 $2,500 range is enough to start. It is enough to start. Big key on this. I was gonna add a firm or 0% APR financing. Guys, use this. like through Lamar or Zoka, if you go through a firm, that's why like get all the business bank accounts, link all that. If you have some money, throw it in there. See what you can get approved on, having a great credit score, building that up, because you literally can get 0% APR instead of spending $3,000 to $6,000 on a espresso machine up front. You can finance it over 6 months, 12 months, or maybe a little bit longer, and have up to 0% financing, which is massive because now you're not paying interest. And to me, that's free money. Like literally as a business, if you don't have to pay interest, I would have so many monthly payments at 0% interest if I could. So take advantage of that. That's key. I didn't know that in the beginning. I teach it out too. What are the creative ways that we can get with financing? You don't have to spend all in cash. A firm is massive if you have a good, decent credit score. And then like Amex, Chase, what are the 0% APR financing? Massive too, massive. Write this down. What are some credit cards in those businesses that give you like a good cash bonus when you sign up in 3 months? So like some of our credit cards, I've gotten paid $500 or $750 on this next Chase one. I've gotten we'll get paid $750 because we've spent $6,000 in 3 months because we needed to, right? So that's the goal. Like people who do it wrong are just like sign up to spend 6,000 just to spend it at whatever on a trip to Cabo. It's like, all right, guys, like for a business, you actually need it. And so that's the difference of it. And then espresso machines, guys, I mean, there's plenty of videos out there. If I had the money, if I'm choosing, I know everyone's subjective. Everyone will come for me. Everyone's got their own opinion in the coffee world. I'm not saying, just saying that out loud, full disclosure, disclaimer. Um, I like the Linear Mini. I think it's great. We will only get Linear Minis. Just, but if you want to get the A53 Luca, that's fine. Like, do that. If you want to get like the Rocket, we have a girl that started out with the Breville. She's we got to do $8,000 in a month. Just shows you like what really moves the needle a lot is good business framework sales, a good coach that knows what he's doing, but you can still make it work. It's possible. Depends on where your finances are. You can always upgrade later, but just know um, that if a corporate client is seeing you, with the Breville, they might ask, all right, why don't they have a better machine? It might be because you're starting out, and that might hurt you a little bit. It's not a make or break all the time, but just kind of showcasing that out. So the biggest thing on this is just look at the creative financing ways, and that's why I said in the beginning, create an LLC, start getting logged in and signed up for all the business stuff, business credit cards, business bank accounts. And then on the grinder, don't cheap out here. A bad grinder does ruin good coffee. Like I think that's some people don't realize that. I know some of the coffee guys in the coffee world does know that. So a really good grinder that we like is the Anthem Luna grinder. I think it's the bee's knees. We've all we've used is Luna, or all we've used is Anthem. I love it. That's my personal favorite. That's what I would recommend. I don't have anything else to recommend because I've never used it. So, do your own research on something else. For carts, simple carts is great if you've got a little bit more of a budget. On this, I'm not prick. It sounds like I'm trying to sell, but we have a partnership in my mentorship group with Simple Carts. So it's like anywhere up to like 10, 15, 20%, depending on what we're kind of buying. And one of our girls got like $1,000 off. So part of that is like just paying, it's like worth the investment. Um, but like I said, I'm just saying that because if like you're on the fence, then cool. We have something like that, and we have a partnership with Ripple. Regardless, on the simple cards though, I think they're great. I think they're one of the best. We have one. I think they're great for starting out because you get to figure that out. If you don't want to use it for like if you're trying to scale in the next 2 or 3 cards, cool. What I love about simple cards is sometimes I'll see people spend 3, 4, 5 months like building out their cart, and it's taking them forever. And like the $2,500 or the 3 grand would have been so much better to spend that than wait 90, 120 days just to get the cart. And so if that's where you're at and you can't build anything and you have a little bit more of a budget, do the simple carts. And the full package, the hub system is amazing. Get the full pump. Like that's what I would do. But you can DIY all that stuff. I'll get that. The Husky is great. Like a couple coffee companies, we thought about this too, like 500, $600, empty out the drawers or whatever, put something on, drill some holes on top of it, make sure you put the plumbing electrical stuff. good to go. You literally have a cart ready for like 500, 600 bucks. I personally think if I had to go back in the beginning, I probably would do that. We did build our own cart. We paid for consultation with June from Welcome Coffee Cart. It was great. So from the very beginning, I invested into consulting and coaching because I was like, yo, I'm not trying to waste this time. And then DIY, build your own cart. I would go check out YouTube stuff. Trying to think, there's definitely some sources you can look up on Chat or Claude and figure that out. If you are good at building, I say this is a great option. If you're not, I'd probably be very hesitant to do it and focus on more of your strengths. For collapsible and non-collapsible, here's what I'm going to say. People ask me all these questions all the time. They are important. They're not as important as you think, but we're going to go over them. So for collapsible coffee carts, I think these can be the bee's knees, depending on a couple things. Your budget and transportation just kind of go hand in hand. And so if you only have a small cart and you can't afford to get a van, you need to go for a collapsible cart every day. It's worth it for sure. If you have a higher budget and you have a trailer or you have a van, non-collapsible is great. Um, I know people that literally have the simple carts and collapsible carts, and they literally never collapse them just because it is a nice to have when you have like the small cars or the SUVs or bigger coffee companies. I know they do 1099 or whatever. Don't get started on that. But like people that, break down their carts, but it's so easy and it's so nice having a cart that you can put everything inside the cart and on top of it, and you never have to take it down. Like saves us 10 minutes, load in, load out. So total of 20 minutes total. It's just like easy, nothing's getting lost. So that is the pros and the cons of collapsible and non-collapsible. Uh, don't know if I want to spend more time on that than this. And at the end of the day, it's kind of personal opinion. It's just going to be like what I'm going to say. If I had to choose, like for most beginners, I probably would go collapsible just because most people probably don't have the vehicle for it or the trailer. And if you're looking at like trailer or van, definitely go van. If you only have a trailer, that's fine. We had a trailer for the first guys. We had a trailer up to like 4 years, and then we have a van. So now we have a truck and trailer, and we have a nice $2,500 van, 2,500 ProMaster van. Vans are just better when you're going into like cities and eventually you get to employees like driving. So that's what I would do. All right, water supply, waste, water container required for most health compliance. Yep, hub system is huge. From simple carts, that's where you can go. Seriously, like I don't think there's anything better. I'm not going to even mention anything else. I think it's amazing. Like before you even got a simple cart and we did the hub, the hub like system as far as the plumbing, goodness, can't even get it out. We got the waste tank and the water tank. I think those are huge. So that's where I'd go is get the hub, water and waste tank packages, and you can look in like into the plumbing. As far as like other plumbing, it's hard because like DIY options. So we've converted everything to like the hub system. It's worth it. We get a good partnership rate with them, so it's like we saved a decent amount of money. And I was like, I don't have to build anything. But there's plenty of YouTube videos you can go out and look at like a nice little plumbing system. And you can even like what I would suggest is having like the plumb, and you can attach it to like if you want to go like at the cheaper end, attach it to like a I think those plastic things and like strap it. And so now you can like move the plumbing in and out because sometimes if you have to do events in the future where they just want to set a machine on top of the counter, boom, you got it. So that's something I would have done differently. We drilled ours in. It's fine for like 99% of the events, but on occasion, it is nice to be able to pull out your plum and move it and pack it in different ways if you need, like for some of those events. Coolers for milk and perishables. The bees and these ones, I had the Arctic ones because that's what June recommended back in the day, but I think Igloo came out this. But Igloo with the wheels, like the big one, I think it's like 125 quarts. Do that one. For us, we literally have that. It's got the wheels. Guys, it's so amazing. It's so worth it. I think you get it on Amazon or you get it on Igloo. It's like 200, $300. It might be a little pricey depending on where you're at, but guys, like that is what I would buy. It's a lifesaver. Some people put like they have a section where you can put ice on the side on the left side of it. We don't. So what we do is we put like all of our milks and milk, oat milk, water, like water for Americanos, apple cider, the extra stuff. and we put like our chais and our syrups onto the left side of it. For our ice, we have a separate ice container, and we do the Arctic. I think it's like the 30 or the 40 quart, something like that. But yeah, it's like, goodness, I can't even do this here. 30 to 40 quart, I think it's perfect. We just stack on top of the igloo, so we're taking like less trips. The goal is to take 2 trips. Okay, going to give you a hint. Some of the sauce in the mentorship group. Well, take 2 trips. That's how we teach. That's how we teach things out that way. And so what you do is you basically have the cart and everything else in there, and then you have your cooler and then your ice, and you stack it on top. Boom. That's all you need. 2 trips. So POS system, Square is fine to start. It's simple, reliable. But we'll go into flash quotes, and I have my link in the bio here. Just click it. I think you get like 2 or 3 free months. It's awesome. It's the bee's knees. And getting trained on that faster will be better. But in the beginning, we didn't have flash quotes. It wasn't around back in the good old days of 2021, 2022. I don't think it wasn't even around 2023 to the public. I think it was around like 2024. So Square is fine to start, but just want to throw that in there. Flash quotes is going to be what I would 100% recommend. And then getting a box bin container for like extra cups, lids, syrup, cleaning supplies, tamps, extra portafilter basket. We have like the big box that we have that has everything packed in. Like you can get like to Costco, to Lowe's, those big like boxes. And we have a smaller box, big hack, put all of our tools like our tamps, our pitcher rinsers, our portafilter in that. And so we have like the cups, lids, straws, espresso, the menu, the custom stuff, but then all the tools are inside one box. So it's, man, I can't talk. So it's easier. So it's a lot harder for us to lose our stuff. And then every piece of gear should earn a spot in the car. If you don't use it, don't bring it. You'll be surprised. Like in the beginning, you start bringing a whole bunch of things because you're less confident. And you're like, I want to make sure I don't forget anything. And the more you do things, you're realizing, well, I don't need all this extra stuff. What is the bare minimum that I need for the best experience? That's how I look at it. So I hope this helps as far as the cart and gear. I don't want to like. Hopefully, I'm just telling you like what not to waste your time or your money on. You can get all the extra fancy stuffs, but like a special machine, grinder, a nice looking cart. That's going to be the big thing. And then like if you're gonna get like a collapsible cart and you have like the wood stocks on the side, that's the only way they can be kind of collapsible. You can't do a full wrap. And so when you do have a non-collapsible cart that doesn't have like the kind of like the ends like holding it together, like our cart, it's nice all around. And so we can do a full wrap a lot easier. So that's for like more like higher end stuff with your custom. All right, in product and menu. Everyone complicates this. We're gonna get right into it. It won't be super long. We're almost done, guys. But hopefully, you guys, this has been great. You guys taking notes. All right, start with a tight menu. 6 to 8 drinks max. 5 is not even bad. So boom, don't overwhelm it. It's the paradox of choice. People get confused. Literally, yeah, 6 to 8 drinks. Espresso based drinks are your core latte, cappuccino, cortado, americano. Big thing on this, guys, is actually if you can look at phase 2 of our menu, we just put like cinnamon toast latte, vanilla latte, mocha latte, chai tea, americano, and then a hot chocolate. So it's like 6 to 7. It depends on the season. Might have apple cider, might have like a gingerbread latte or whatever. But we actually don't put like cortado on there or cappuccino or just like regular latte because people can order that. Like if they really want a cortado, a flat white, an espresso shot, they're going to know and they're going to ask for it. What is the regular items, the most popular items that people are probably going to choose? And we're going to put that on there. So if someone does want a cortado, then guess what? They'll ask for it. Why this is bad is because when you start doing events, and a lot of people, like, you'll be surprised because you know coffee, but most people don't. They're going to ask what a cortado is. They're going to ask what a macchiato is. And it's going to slow up your service time in line. And that matters a lot for efficiency, for customer experience, for rebookings of like people actually went through the line, you're able to have good conversations, but you serve people. Sometimes coordinators are not going to remember the reason why the line was held up is because you guys had cortado and macchiato on the line. And it wasn't your fault. It was just, the employees asking and like, yo, you guys took forever. It's like, well, we talk to people like with their menu and like they asked us that. It's like, they're not going to care. And so like at the end of the day, our business, no matter what, everything's our fault. That's how I operate. So that is that. Just a good insight from someone who's been doing it for 5 years. Don't have to take my advice, but just kind of my thoughts. You can add one or two seasonal drinks, signature drinks to stand out. Guys, like this is not a coffee shop. People don't come every day, so you don't have to have as many options as you think. Having a high-end espresso bar ready to order is already super impressive. 99.9% of people are not expecting to have five different syrups. The fact that they're getting a latte, like, this is stuff is still new, especially for like smaller cities. Like, guys, this is impressive. And so you don't need to have all this, and it also helps out with your efficiency. So fine, when you're doing like your first events, when you're doing like a nice little launch party, what are like if there's like two syrups you could have at your cart, what are those? And like that should be your bread and butter. And it helps with your cogs, it helps with efficiency, your mind, like not juggling so many different syrups. You'll thank me later. Offer at least one non-dairy milk option. Oat milk is a standard. Guys, we just have whole and oat. If someone does request almond, we will get almond. Um, but yeah, like we just have we have oat milk. That's we used to have almond, um, but we felt like it was like 5% of people would get almond, and a lot of the almond milk was going to waste, and also almond is terrible at steaming, and when you mix it with like ice drinks, it looks clunky. It's just like that's not it. So someone asked for almond, we just say yeah, we have oat or whole, and it's always been fine. Like we're not here to serve every single person. Like we've had people ask us for coconut, for goat milk. For like macadamia nut milk, like you'd be surprised. Oat and whole is what we do, and it's been the great standard. Keep syrup simple. Like I said, vanilla, caramel, hazelnut covers 8% requests. It really does. Like I'm kidding you not. You make really good espresso. It's consistent. You have latte art, and it's house-made syrups. Guys, they don't need Juby Hoovy lavender watermelon sugar pine cone latte. If you want to make it, that's okay. I know I'm being a little exaggerated. Hopefully, it gets to the point. Quality over quantity. Yep. Know your espresso and your milk texture before you expand. Just some basic stuff. Most of you guys are going to be good at that. But if you're trying to like rush things, just having that good foundation of like having great espresso through and through, and especially you starting off and training people, and people know your coffee, they're going to remember that. So that's important. The number one thing, guys, oh my goodness, know your COGS, cost of goods sold per drink before you set your menu price. So just know know how much your COGS are in um within like an hour of what you would serve. And we'll get into like the pricing and profit stuff. But like tracking all your COGS, what's your standard? And then a drink that costs $1.20 to make should not be priced at $4. You are an event business. That's what I teach out. And so you're not selling per cup, you're selling for the experience. So a good example is just like a DJ does not charge per song, we don't charge per cup, charge for the experience. Sourcing quality beans from a local roaster if possible, not a must, just an added bonus to making your offer better is like, we use a local roaster, we have house-made syrups. Having it on the website is great. Like I said, it's a talking point and a differentiator. It's the 1% things that matter. Not everyone will know, not everyone will care, but it's like, how do we stack those small things that make us unique over time? It compounds. And then having a consistent prep checklist so every event starts the same way. This is massive. You're going to learn a lot, but like just practice. Like maybe do four or five trial events in your garage or at your place, wherever, and like pack and unpack over and over again. And then you're realizing, okay, this is what I would need. I want to make sure I have this list every single time I'm going out to an event. All right, the juicy part, pricing and profit. Most beginners underprice is the fastest way to burn out, 100%. More people need to charge more than they do need to charge less. So flat event rate is simpler, more profitable than per drink pricing for corporate events. Guys, this is what I do. So for us, base your pricing, estimate drink volume, event duration, setup and breakdown time, and then travel. And that is like your all-in-one price. So that is how we do it. So for a 2-hour corporate event for 50, 100 people, it should not be priced under 800 in most markets. I'm just kind of like contextualizing things for you guys. Like take that with a grain of salt, but that's a good gist of like helping you out a little bit with price. On the base your pricing on estimated drink volume, you should know like most people probably are serving 50 to 60 drinks per hour. And to give you a little hint, without making my students a little upset because they're investing to the mentorship stuff, base your pricing more on how many people you would serve in the time frame, it makes it really easy. So basically, if you are serving um, if if you're serving 20 people in an hour or 60 people an hour, your max, your price should stay the same. That is my rule of thumb. I'll leave it at that. Okay, now to know your floor, what is the minimum you need to charge to make the event worth your time? Guys, this was huge in the beginning. I figured this out more so later on, but having a minimum is massive. And even when you're starting out, having a minimum, if you like whatever your price is and you're super scared and you're super anxious, $400. You'd be like, yeah, that's our minimum. No matter what, it's $400 because it's going to take us 3 or 4 hours, regardless if it's a 1 hour event to set up, tear down, drive, all that stuff. So having a minimum is massive. Then factor in your COGS, your time, set up event breakdown, travel, equipment, wear, and insurance. Most people only factor in like COGS. I've seen it time and time again. We get to the mentorship group, it's like, we're not charging enough. You're not pricing for your time. You take way more. Your setup, like, well, an hour event, like it's like $400, right? It's like, no, after your COGS, you're making like $30 an hour. I'd much rather you go work in some smaller healthcare or Chick-fil-A and get paid $22 an hour without the less stress of running a business. So that's huge. What are your COGS? What is your time? Looking at your setup, your event, your breakdown and travel, like that's all part of your time. And then your equipment wear and tear and your insurance. Kind of figure that out. And like, what would it cost to replace a machine? And if an average machine is like make last for 5 or 10 years, take that price, divide it, and it even might be like $2 per event. Add that in, and so you know that if you need to buy a machine, like you've been stacking those small little investments on those invoices where you're okay. It matters a lot. And then target, I like to see 65% net profit margin on events after all costs. So that's also paying labor. Like I don't want to see less than 65% net profit margins. That's like COGS, wear and tear, all the stuff I just talked about, and then also paying yourself. Big hack. If you can figure out profit and still pay yourself, like you as like you're an expense, that's even better. It's going to be a more accurate number when you start scaling your coffee cart business. Big thing, do not lower your price to get bookings early on. It sets a bad expectation and attracts wrong clients. It really does. What I like to say is in half strategy rates for early bookings. So don't just lower price, lower price. So if someone, you send out a quote, $700, hey, we can't do it. Don't go back and say, well, what's your lowest price? Well, what's your price? And they say 500, cool, we'll do it. No, don't do that. Like you sound like a used car salesman. That's just my philosophy. I don't know, maybe some people kind of teach that. I don't. Have something up front. And if you are really good at your sales process, you are able to kind of gauge where they're going to be at and throw out different offers. Go to my YouTube video, pricing ladder. Literally go to like, I mean, not YouTube video, go to the Instagram phase launch pricing ladder. I literally walk down a 3-step tier list on how to send out 3 different quotes. That's great. And meet people where they're at on different levels. Yeah, raise your price. Let me stay on this again real quick. Discounts are okay, but they need to have a strategy behind it. So partnership rates, discounts, kind of all the same, however you want to frame it. If you're going to lower the price, you need to lower the value. If you're going to lower the price, you need to lower the value. And when you're starting out, yeah, you don't have as many testimonials and you don't have as much proof. So you can do like a 30% partnership rate booking because we're on our first 10 bookings or whatever. There's a reason why we're doing it. But we don't give discounts just to get the event. There has to be a reason why there's a discount attached to it. Because if not, people will not respect your prices in the future. And it's going to be really, really hard to scale and have confidence in your sales process, in your prices, when you're always just lowering your price and there's not a reason why you're lowering it, right? Like just buy one, get one free, but that's because they know what they're doing. They're saying, hey, you have to buy one sandwich and then you get one free. You're not going up the register and saying, I don't know if I can do a sandwich. Oh, well, can you do like half a sandwich? Okay, well, cool. We'll give you this discount. No, like they give the rates and then you can decide if you want it or not. That's how I like to do things. All right, raise your prices as your reviews and your credibility grow. Awesome. Obviously, there's going to be a certain ceiling, but this is definitely expected and normal. And so, like I like to say, like a good rule of thumb, after your first 10 events, say your price you want to charge is like 800 for 2 hours. Maybe the first 10 you're at like 650 or 700, and that's your partnership rate of like the first 10 bookings. Cool. And then when you hit that and you get those like 20, 30 reviews, you're like, okay, now I have enough proof. Now I can start raising up my prices and going from the 60 to 65% net to like a 65 to 75% net, right? And the goal is like, if we can almost hit like 80% net as a solo operator. Okay. Big thing, track your revenue and profit per event from day one so you know it's actually working. This will be great. You'll see it in your bank account. You'll love it for your taxes, for your business, your bottom line, all the great words. Tracking and understanding your profit per event is going to be super, super helpful because it's the thing that's going to allow you to actually scale and you're not running in circles and figuring out, all right, is this thing, am I doing this right? I feel like I'm doing these events, I'm busy, but I'm not making money. A lot of operators are busy, but they're broke. We don't want to be busy. We don't want to be busy and broke. We want to be busy and profitable. We want to be busy and bougie. That's something that Shauna would say in our group. She'd be like, busy and bougie. Oh, busy and bougie. So charge, know, understand what you're worth, and track your revenue, understand your profit. All right, guys, come up to the finishing line. Flash Quotes booking and quoting software, the bee's knees. I have it in my link under here. I don't have a full training. That's something that I'm not gonna apologize for. I offer my mentorship group. It's like an hour and a half. We go through like the right way to do it, the follow-ups, the sales processes, how I operate it, all that stuff. But they have some great learning tools, I think, on Flash Quotes. And so I think if you're a good DIY, that's the only option you got. So, you got some time on your hands on a weekend. Instead of going out with your friends, start learning that software. Don't allow a little bit of hard work to scare you in doing the harder thing because it'll pay off in the future and it'll make your life easier. So use it to send professional quotes to potential clients. No more back and forth email chains. Clients can review, accept, pay deposit directly through the link. Like nothing crazy. To like explain apart from what has been written. Set up your services and pricing inside Flash Quotes so quotes take minutes to build. Connect Flash Quotes to your Google Calendar so confirm bookings are auto-populated. That's a hack. You're welcome. You literally don't have to schedule anything anymore. If you just like connect your Google business profile or your Gmail to Google Calendar, it's literally automated. And so it goes right to your calendar. So you never have to miss an event. It's awesome. Saves you so much time. It's like half of your admin right there. Okay, use it to collect client details up front, event date, guest count, location, add-ons. Lead form is amazing. It does like lead form client, just give Flash Quotes. Eliminates how much does it cost question. The quote doesn't work for you. It really does. I won't even, yeah, just sign up for it. I'll have my link. You get like 2, 3 free months in it. Look professional from day one, even if you're brand new. Clients can't tell that you were in the beginning stage. I would agree. And then start using it before your first paid booking so the habit is built in from the start. Boom. That was what I wanted to say. That's massive. Yeah, that's one thing that I didn't have the option for because obviously it didn't really come out, and Justin and the team didn't reach out to me. But if I could go back, I would have started Flash Quotes when I first started because it would have been a lot easier to transfer over everything and not have to relearn the whole system. So there's that. That's massive. That is like some gold nuggets right there, guys. And then getting your first events, launch party is massive for the first time. I think it's great. So host a launch event before you take a single paid booking. Invite everyone you know. Like legit, just invite everyone you know. And then I'm gonna get into it. I made this very detailed, so I can just read it off so I don't get sidetracked. Keep it small, no pressure. Backyard guys, driveway, local park, a friend's office. I do not care. If it's prettier, the better. Take photos. Treat it like a real event. Full setup, rent a cart, full menu, professional presentation. Exactly what you have in mind. Like do the event, execute it, invite everyone. It's your first chance to get photos and videos in a real setting. Invite everyone, invite everyone, invite everyone. Get photos, plenty of photos, videos. You don't have to hire a crazy videographer. Like obviously, you might be in a budget. Just have a friend and be like, hey, I'll pay you in free coffee and I'll give you 50, $100, 50 to $100. Can you get like some videos behind the scenes of us doing this stuff? Guys, trust me, it'll be like great content for the first 30 to 60 days and it will pay dividends. Ask every single person. I'm gonna bold this thing, guys. This is something that is is nuggets, guys. Nuggets. So ask every single person there for Google review before they leave. Send a link in the group chat that night. Um, And then I don't know if I had this, but like get like a Zazzle. You can go to Zazzle and get like a QR code, apply it to like a sign, print it out so people can like scan your Google reviews. That's why you need to get a Google Business Profile so you have a place to collect reviews. Massive, massive, massive. And literally ask everyone for a review. Put it on there. You're giving free coffee. At least they can do is give you a Google review. And that's how you can get like 20, 30, 40 reviews. Big tip on this too is make sure they take pictures of like because you're your friends and family. So this is how you can really just ask them, and they're going to probably do what you said. So have them be the authentic review, but say, hey, can you grab a picture of the cart or the drinks, preferably like the cart and maybe you, and then tell them to mention the city that you're serving, and then talk about the service and the quality. The drink is actually okay, but what's going to help you rank for our private events and services is talking about the service. Like for us, good review, take a picture of our cart. I just had the cinnamon toast latte at Phase Two Coffee. They do what an amazing coffee cart here in the city of Kansas City. I can't wait for them to be back. I can't wait to have their drink. Those are some really great reviews and just kind of give some prompts to your friends and family. And honestly, depending on your launch party, you could legit have 50 Google reviews and you're going to be ahead of 90% of the people when they're starting out. If you do this, I promise you, you're going to like text me in like 3 or 4 months, but Christian, I'm getting like some bookings and I'm having higher conversion rates and like I'm ranking more. And it's because you did all the little things right. Get someone to film you working. I talked about that. The machine serving drinks, interacting with guests. These photos and footage become your portfolio. You'll use them for months. All right, warm outreach. Before you reach out to strangers, work your existing network first. Don't be over salesy, but tell everyone you know what you're doing. You're just excited. Like yeah, I'm running a coffee cart now. So if you know anyone, awesome. Astra, do you have any events coming up? Do you know anyone planning a corporate event, birthday, wedding, or office gathering? Just be stacking. I kind of actually like this one because people self-select into themselves without sounding salesy. So I like to break down what does that mean without sounding salesy. This question right here. Hey, do you know anyone planning a corporate event, a birthday or wedding, whatever, you know, and they're already going to self-select. They're going to think about themselves first too. That's how we are as humans. And they might have it, but it doesn't come off salesy. And you're just like, I'd love to help someone out if you knew that of anyone that had an event. And they might be like, hey, actually, we have a wedding. That's literally how I got one of our first weddings was like asking these questions. Offer friends and family a rate for their first event, not free, but discounted, but make it like a friend rate, a family rate. Add something to it. Don't just take money off. Like attaching a meaning to it means a lot because it keeps you still premium and you still are able to give the discount, but they're able to intertwine it and be like, okay, the value is not going down. It's because I am a person of important and that's why I'm getting a better rate. Okay. So if that doesn't make sense, then I don't know. So just like that's huge. A real booking with people you trust is the best way to build reps without the pressure. 100% agree. Every person in your network is a potential referral source. They just need to know you exist. Boom, guys. Like don't hide behind it. Take pride. Love what you do. Like you literally are starting a coffee cart business. Maybe you're leaving your 9 to 5. Maybe you're in the process of it. Own it. Be proud of it. If you're not, people are gonna fill that out and be like, well, I'm not really gonna share his business because he feels like he's kind of like shy. It's like, or he's not that serious about it. Be serious. And then right here, strategic discounts and partnerships. I'm gonna go over this. I think it's really important. A discount should always have a purpose. Never discount just to get a booking. Offer a reduced rate in exchange for a testimonial review and permission to use photos. Right? There's exchange of values. There's a meaning behind why we're doing that. Target businesses and venues that can become repeat clients or referral partners, co-working spaces, boutique gyms, real estate offices, wedding venues, event rental companies. Those are massive. Those are some smaller guys too, like boutique gyms, wedding venues, some co-working spaces. A lot of times, if you're going over like conferences, trade centers, expos, hotels, you're going to need to know a lot of people. You're going to need to have a lot of reviews to kind of get in. I'm not saying it's impossible. So those are some high friction right there. Reach out to event planners directly. One relationship with one planner can mean 10 plus bookings a year. I agree. I agree. I agree. And then the first year, I would just go like networking events, at least as much as you can. I don't know about the Chamber of Commerce. That could be worth it. I'm not for sure. But like wedding expos, um, Stay away from if I, like stay away from farmers markets and pop-ups if you have to. That's what I would focus on is doing like free events, going to like wedding venues, doing free showcases for these people that have a high likely chance that they will book you again, or they can see your service and they'll pay for a booking. Um, and then yeah, one-on-one's great. Even Instagram DMs, send some pictures. Hey, this is what we're doing. And if you're not having events like in the beginning, that's what we did. You should be reaching out to people. Like if you don't have money for Google Ads, you don't have money for a coach or for Meta ads or crazy advertising, you should cold outreach, guys. Like that's it. There's nothing else. Like if you have more money, awesome, great. But that is, you should be reaching out to people. Like if you are serious about your business. And then you can start moving into like proposing a partnership. You offer them a preferred vendor rate. They add you to their vendor list. I think this is great. If you're going to ask some secret sauce, I think 5, 10%. It could go a couple ways. You kind of ask them, you fill it out, see if they want to give like a 10% rate to the bride and groom or whoever they're working with, or to themselves. Some people, some like a lot of event planners, I found like they don't necessarily need like money from you. They're like, if you can give me like 10% off, like our partnership rate, and give that to them, then that makes me better because like they only get this rate because of me, and that's what they want. Like they're already getting paid well. Some people might ask for a rate. You could split it like 5-5, where they get 5% off at five, but 10 is pretty compelling. And I found a lot of like vendors like that, like a preferred vendor list or planners and venues. You can do one or two pop-ups at a local market or brewery to get public reps for organic content, but like guys, I wouldn't do more than two or three. Just saying, because people are gonna start thinking that you're a pop-up coffee cart. I'm not judging. I specialize in private events. If you want to do pop-up stuff, like go see Joy T Bar. She's a freaking killer. Like she's killing it. But not me. I don't do that. And then every discounted partnership event should have a clear goal. Reviews, referrals, content, repeat client. If it has none of those, it is not worth doing. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to sign something. Like if someone's asking for free work, cool. I need to sign a contract that has like we're gonna get 30 reviews. If not, the invoice is gonna be like $500. So I hope this helped. I hope this gives you a good game plan on focusing what to do, what to not do. You can go back, pause this video, however you want to go. Again, I want you guys to be successful. And I remember being where you're at. Don't give up. Do not quit. Don't let your ego get in the way. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to pay for help eventually. And so one of the best things that I've done, I've been in the shoes of like having a DIY. Like I have a limited amount of resources. And I've also been in the shoes where I'm like, because of having more money, I've been able to invest into mentors and coaches in the space inside the coffee world and then outside of it too. Because I'm like, I can like speed past everyone instead of figuring it out and just like getting my ego out of the way. Like being like, oh my goodness, Christian, like you only know what you know. And like these people are obviously doing some better things than you. Like they probably know something you don't, or they know more volume, or they're going to tell you what not to do. And like some of that's the best stuff. So, um, wish you the best success. I hope this helps. My content's on Instagram. You can find it. Phase launch, great whiteboard stuff. Shoot me a text or message like that you've applied some of this. It mean the world too that you're like, hey, I watched a YouTube video and it really helped. Thank you so much, Christian. Like that fires me up. If you're never going to be in the mentor group, like I'd love to see you in there. Our community's awesome. We're only gonna get bigger. We're only gonna get better. There's more stuff adding into it. I really just care about people getting results, saving time, saving money, not being alone in a coffee cart business because it's not like the most popular business, right? Um, but even if you don't get in the mentorship group, that is okay. Just message me, be like, hey Christian, this has been awesome. I got my first booking. I got my cart. I love to help celebrate you. I wish that was something that I had when I started out. So um, appreciate you guys watching, and like I said, I wish you the best success.